Yo, yo, yo.
What up, what up, what up?
Welcome back to the podcast. This is episode 1,
Yeah.
and I'm your host, Leo.
And I'm Izzy.
And yeah, this is our episode 1. We are at, you know what? We forgot to even introduce the podcast.
We forgot to introduce the podcast.
This
man.
is Chop Life Podcast, and we
Uh-huh.
are the Chop Life
The Chop
Boys.
Life Boys.
Exactly.
CLB.
Yes, sir. So I'm one of your hosts. I'm Leo, and that's my co-host,
Izzy.
best friend,
Yes, sir.
slash homie,
Uh-huh.
slash, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Slash African brother.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. All right. So in this episode 1, we are really going to be talking about our upbringing, when we came here, and all of that extra stuff.
Yes,
so
sir.
I'll let him start with his, and then I'll jump in with mine.
Boom. So I would say upbringing, startup, We're both from Togo, by the way. 2 African boys, 228 gang, stand
Yes,
up
sir.
if you listening, watching,
Yes, sir.
Somebody gotta represent the area.
Exactly.
But upbringing, I came here when I was around 6 years old. Came here. Yes, I could speak my native tongue before all the little,
Exactly.
you feel me? Calm it down.
Yo, me too. Me
Calm
too.
it
So yeah.
down. I've lost my French though. I can understand my French, but the French slipped away.
I
from
still
me.
got it. I got it a little bit.
The
I got it a little bit because I didn't go to school back there much, so I got it a little bit.
Yep,
I can still speak it, but it's not clear. It's not clear. I still make a lot of mistakes, but I still got it.
A lucky few. I'm good at understanding it because my parents, everybody around me still speaks it all the time. But like I said, it goes away after not interacting or growing up there. In your adolescence or like your teenage years.
That is very true.
Like I said, boom, came here when I was 6 years old. Adapted fast because we're kids.
You get bullied.
You get bullied.
You get
real
bullied.
Quick. I came here doing the African booty scratcher phase.
Oh my god.
Oh my goodness,
Bro, I came here when I was 13. So I came here right middle school time back in 2016. It was the worst because 2016 was just
You were getting flamed, and the crazy thing
about
is
everything.
the people that were flaming us wasn't even white people. That's the crazy thing.
It was the
It'd
blacks,
be the
the
black,
Asians, the
everybody
Hispanic,
else,
everybody
but
else.
white people, bro.
I mean, the white kids were doing it too, but
they were
it
in
was
there.
not to the extreme of like the other people.
Man, or the worst one that I experienced, I would feel like is I was in elementary school.
Yep.
Elementary school, my English was still kind of rough. I was in ESL. That's a whole nother experience right there.
I love ESL. That shit, it helped out a lot.
But ESL used to treat us like we were kind of slow kids. Get snacks.
A little bit.
You get snacks and special treatment and stuff like that. But hey, take it how you get it, man. But nah, African booty scratcher was around that time. Around that time was also when the whole foreign people stink thing and like just little stuff like that they were coming out with. Or the worst one I ever had was every time the teacher would turn the light off for like a movie or something like that.
Where you at?
There's always one person in the crowd that goes, Izzy, where'd you go? And then just like, okay, haha,
That's
so
funny.
And the thing that would make me mad though is the joke is corny, but for some reason all the girls would laugh, everybody in the room would laugh, you might even catch the teacher
Laughing too.
It's
That's
like
the fucked up part.
just that little simple, oh my god, where'd you go? And the person saying it is equally as dark, but
Or darker.
man,
Or darker than you.
and saying something like that and get away with it every single time. But coming here, it was rough at first. No friends, the whole bullying thing. And I feel like we also, because we come from, where we come from, we didn't really normalize it as bullying. I feel like other people in our situation would have probably been over with, But we kind of just took it to the chin and just adapted.
Just moved on. And by then, it's like, well, I gotta speak better English.
Yep.
I gotta wear better clothes, or I gotta fit in better. That's when you start having an identity crisis at a young age.
Yeah.
You're trying to fit into this whole American agenda or whatever it is.
Yeah.
It's like, bro, you just got here. You still want to learn. You still missing home. Everything is new to you. But yeah, school is putting so much pressure on you.
So much pressure on you.
Oh my God.
So much pressure on you.
This is under talked about. People don't talk about this a lot, but even that's when even starting to hate other people in the community starts, because you're like, even the black people hate me.
The black people, the ones that are supposed to welcome us in, are already hating. And another thing that isn't talked about is how, coming here and then the school obviously got to adapt, but that's why a lot of times whatever culture you got dropped in, wherever zone you got dropped in, you just kind of already automatically become part of that.
Exactly.
Which is why I kind of wish I would have been dropped, or like I would have came into a different city or state, maybe like a New York. Maybe coming to New
Not,
York, I develop a New York accent or something like that.
not the Quad Cities.
Become a YN in New York somewhere.
Not the Quad
Not
Cities.
not here, not in Illinois, not in the Midwest. I feel like Midwest, farm country, not really much exciting. And I feel like if I would have got put any random city, I feel like by now I would have found some,
A lot.
a lot
A
more,
lot
a lot
more.
more than around here. But we're about to put this whole area on the map.
That is true.
Hopefully put them on the map, get
Exactly.
something exciting going around here. But yeah, upbringing, school, and then when we first came here too, we stayed with some cousins, and I remember this vividly. We stayed with some cousins, and I remember having to stay in a basement.
Mm-hmm.
I remember having to stay in their basement, but the crazy thing is, I remember the basement vividly. But as like a newcomer and trying to settle in and stuff, I never went upstairs to do anything. I don't remember opening a fridge. I don't remember just sitting on the couch in the living room watching something. I don't remember the basement even being fully furnished. All I remember was being cooped up in this room, and then that's just it. I was just in the room 24/7. And then when school finally started, that's when you kind of get your mojo going. But even as that, you're still in your African culture. I was rocking a bald, I was rocking. Kids don't know about this nowadays, bro. Kids get away with
A lot of
everything they want
bro.
to get away with.
Nowadays, kids get away with
Man,
everything.
you feel me? Even you having kids, especially two sons, they don't have to go through the bald
They're not
face
going to. They're
stage.
not going to the ball
Oh
fade.
my, man,
It's so messed up because we all went through. It's like your parents was like no hair in your head,
nothing, nothing.
bald or nothing. Man, I remember, right? Quick story. So I was 11 years old and I went to the barbershop. Came home with a mohawk. My father almost killed me.
Yeah, that ain't a mohawk. Oh, you're
My
bold.
father almost killed me.
You're bold.
They're like, "Oh, you the new gangster now? You the new thief of the
Yep.
of the street?" I'm like, "What are you guys talking about?" They're like, "You got a mohawk on your head. Do you carry a knife? What do you carry with you?" I'm
Yep.
like,
Who you been hanging out to have this mohawk on your
exactly.
head?
And I'm like,
Whatever you brought in the house that wasn't African culture, automatically you've been hanging out with the wrong crowd
exactly. I'm
already.
like, yo, I
Automatically.
saw it on a little. Remember back in the day, those little
Oh yeah,
posters
yeah.
that had the
Everybody
hair
wanted the
that had
I'm
the
not gonna.
haircuts.
And then everybody wanted the mohawk. And even when Odell came back and remodernized it with the blonde, oh yeah, everybody mohawk.
Exactly.
Back in the day, mohawk was top 5. Nobody could
It-
tell me nothing.
But I got it. I can say I got it before. And I got it. Basically, they cut it off my head a
Yep.
couple hours later, but I still had it back in the day, so I was cool.
I trimmed everything off. But I was rocking the baldy, you know. Sometimes I even look back and I wondered like why did anybody even I had a bald head. And African parents will convince you. Yeah, smarts boy.
You look
You
so
see how you
good.
guts. Oh my
You
boy's
you
so handsome.
you look
Whole time
presentable.
I look back at the pictures, I had like it's like you have when people are balding and they have like the lowest amount of hair on their head, but they still have everything lined up.
Yep.
I was basically a bald person with a lineup.
That's the messed up
Yeah,
part
I was a
about it.
bald person with a lineup. And then 90% of the time my dad cut my hair. But if you
Oh,
wanted to
that's
go
the
to the
fucked up
barber
part.
shop, you're definitely not picking nothing on that list. You're
Right.
picking whatever they want you to get on your head every
Man,
time.
on that list, I love that list because I can sit there and just imagine how good I'll look with this
Man.
haircut right
Oh
here.
yeah,
It's like-
imagine.
and I'm like, and then I'll go there like, can you give me
Uh-huh.
number 5 or number 16? And they're like, nah, bro, your mom said
yeah.
number
You
55.
can imagine
the
all
ball.
you want. You can
Man.
imagine.
But now look at us now. Any haircut we want,
Any
it
haircut
does
we
not
want,
matter
man.
at all. But that was the rough patches of growing up as an African boy.
The rough patches, man. Even now, so certain things. If I even want to do certain things, you got to go around them. So they're still
Gonna
gonna
judge.
critique
They're still
and
gonna
say
judge
whatever they want to say.
everything.
It never stops. Literally never
It really
stops.
doesn't stop. And you wanna know the messed up part about all of this too? It's like knowing that my kids one thing, our parents never understood bullying. That's one of the things too.
Never.
That was one of the problems.
Never,
Because if they did, I remember back in the day, it's like, Mom, can I get this shoes? Or Dad, can I get this kind of shoe, and they're like, I'm not spending that much money on that
Or
shoes.
instantly, why?
Why?
Why do you want
Are
these
you
new
crazy?
shoes? Are you crazy? Why do you automatically it's always why? Or they made you become such a minimalist,
Yeah.
you know? Or even as a kid sometimes I felt bad even asking. Or I didn't ask because I knew the answer.
Oh, I did ask.
I knew the answer.
I bugged my dad
Every
until I got what I
trend
needed.
from Osiris's, the skating shoes, like any trend that came out.
Man, those the one with the light,
With the light
with
at the
the light at the bottom of it.
Heelys, all those childhood things I feel like I missed out on, which is why now I feel like I'm a big kid in a way.
Yeah.
Because we're still living through our childhood, you know, like the things we always wanted but we couldn't get, you know, things like that.
True. That is
You
very
feel me?
true.
Like right now I'll go buy a pair of Heelys just to
Of course.
just to you know, I'll probably fall and bust a bone or something, but hey,
it's worth it.
it's worth it,
worth
man.
it.
Just to relive that moment of, you know.
Man, the crazy part is I got my first pair of Air Forces at like 14, and I rocked them until the bottom was falling off.
Oh yeah,
Man.
and then whatever shoe you got rewarded with, best believe you'll rock them to the
And that
bottom.
was a birthday gift.
Uh-huh.
It was a birthday gift. Nah, I begged them. I was like, we gotta go to the
combo.
mall.
My combo was always a Nike slide. I made sure I got some slides because the slide, no matter rain, snow, shine, the slide's always a go-to. If I had a good pair of slides, then all I needed was a nice little pair of whatever else,
Right.
and I'm green. And like it was always the Air Force One because the Air Force One always paired up nice with everything. And at the time, the Air Force One was that shoe. It still is that shoe to me,
really
in my
was.
opinion. You know.
And the messed up part about the Air Force One is, I was like, Dad, can I get some Air Force Ones? He's like, yeah, go ahead. So we went there, and he still found a way to get the cheapest one. That was a two-tone color, the black and the white one with the extra Nikes
You can't be
on the
getting
side.
no two-tone Air Forces, man.
That's what I had, the black and the white.
Oh,
I had
the black and the white's not bad.
It's not bad.
It's not bad.
But I'm like, can I get either the black one, the all black one, or the all white one? They're like, nah.
Two-tone.
Man,
Two-tone.
I rocked that two-tone.
You gotta rock it till the wheels fall off.
Man, the
You
wheels
gotta
fell
rock
off.
it till the
And
wheels
then I
fall
remember
off.
when I turned 16, I begged my dad to get my first pair of Jordans. I got the Jordan 4s, the pure money. I got rid of those shoes.
And the pure monies were
ago.
expensive back then too.
It was like $200.
Oh yeah, you were living if you had the pure monies.
I got rid of them shoes last year because it was busted.
Oh yeah.
But I had it from 16 to like 20
So
something.
now, even my first pair of Air Force Ones, all whites. But when I tell you every smudge, every smear, like if I was doing something that would involve me getting them messed up,
They're not coming.
They're not.
They're not coming.
They're not. You know, they're not. Or even my first crease on them, I was sitting there ironing it out with the wet towel on me. But I was doing everything possible to take care of the shoes because that's all you got, you know. And it's just, and I feel like that speaks for our character too as kids because we somehow noticed that, you know, our parents didn't have it yet, and they're already going through the process of settling down. And most kids, you know, or just most parents will try to protect their kid from that as much as they can.
And they hide it.
They hide it
very much.
You know, they hide it. Because now me being an adult and seeing how life is itself, I sit and I wonder, like how were they making it work without no type of
help or anything?
No help. Who was teaching them some of the things? Because even me now, as an adult, I'm researching, I'm searching up, or I'm asking them what to do.
Exactly.
So I'm thinking, who was back then? Who was helping them find which insurance to get? You know,
that's the crazy part about all of that is it's like they hide it so well to where it becomes their norm, but they're struggling, but they're making sure that there is food on the table, house over our head, and we're going to school. And it's like, and they're still taking care of family back home.
And the jobs they are working,
it was so bad.
It's never a good. It's a job where, you know, you're immigrant, so you got to find the best, quickest option. That's always hiring.
They don't pay the best, but yet it still made ends meet. Like it was no issue at all.
Slave work and would still come home.
That was just straight up.
No, yeah. Shout out to African parents.
Hustle mode. African parents, we appreciate y'all.
Shout out to African
like
parents.
You were saying, right? Even in our adult age right now, I'm still trying to figure out what is going on in this economy. Like it's so bad. Like, how are you guys doing it? How you guys were doing it even back then? Because it's not. It's bad, but it's not as. It's not
no. It's way worse now.
It's way worse.
It's way worse now.
But they still had it bad back then.
No, yeah, and we can't say that because our way worse was probably back then. Something was going on back then that was like they were like. Remember when gas first spiked up?
Yes.
everybody was like, "Oh my goodness, what is this economy
Mm.
coming to?" Now it's a thing where it's our norm.
Right.
Me getting $4 gas now, I just be swiping the card and
It's
just
like,
calling it a day.
whatever.
You
I'll
know.
just get it.
But
And just
back then, I remember the first time gas went from like 2 something and even hit the threes.
right.
People were panicking left and right, driving miles to go to the different location just to
That
get.
is true. That is
Man,
true.
but
Driving across state line to go to
no,
Costco
just to go to
or
Costco,
Sam's Club.
I'm telling you, just to get not even 20 cents worth of gas off on your thing.
That is true.
Or certain gas stations are 30 minutes, 40 minutes out. By the time you get the gas, you already done wasted
The same
the
gas
same gas
that you could have saved.
that you could have
Getting
just
it
saved,
home,
getting
so.
it 0.2 miles away from your crib.
That is
man.
very true.
It's crazy.
But that's beside the point. Even so, after you done get bullied and you fit in now, you speak better English and everything.
Mm-hmm.
Now it's time to choose the right friend group because now that
Oh,
they
yeah.
let you in, it's
Oh,
a
yeah.
matter of who
Who
is my friend now.
and that's a big
That's
a
the
big
big one.
thing. The friends is a really big
A
thing.
really big one.
The crowd I feel like the crowd you fall into kind of defines your American experience.
It does,
It does.
and it even goes hand in hand with am I gonna play sport?
Oh yeah.
It's like, and it becomes a competition. It's like, who's doing it better? Are my friends doing it better? Do I need to keep up
Oh,
with
yeah.
them and everything? So like, with me, I got what I had a best friend that was just we lived down the street from each other, so it was just like gaming, biking, and everything. There was never
Mhm.
no sports involving like our talk or our group or stuff like that.
Yeah.
It was just PE time. We played soccer, and that was all of it. But I never moved until like, oh, actually, let's join a team. Let's play this
Yeah.
and that. So I never really got into that
Into it because your friend
because
group
because of the friend group, and I
your
had a
friend
small
group.
friend group, so
Yeah.
it affected the whole high school
Man.
lifestyle. So with you probably have a different.
No, yeah,
You probably
and
have a different. So
just even yeah, my friends were also all into like sports and stuff like that. Or me, I was just always already big on soccer or football as we call it. But like the friend group that I got myself into, I noticed like other people, there's always those Africans that get into the wrong friend group, and you notice a lot of Africans
Oh, yeah.
skew from the path that we grew up on, and now they're YNs or
crazy YNs,
the crazy
or in
YNs,
jail,
man,
or
in
on
jail.
drugs.
The
It's
other
just-
day I seen it said one stabbed his mom.
yes,
Stabbed his mom. Currently in prison right now. Or did they put him in prison?
I'm
He's
not
in
even
jail
sure.
or something. He's
in
somewhere.
jail,
He's
but-
somewhere
but
locked
it's
up
like,
though.
It's like it's just the friend group or
The friend
or
group, man.
what went wrong or
Uh-huh.
when it went wrong.
Yeah, because mentally, I feel like African kids' capacity is already pushed to so much.
Yeah.
We're going through so much, but we don't. We handle things a lot different. We take things in a lot stronger than
And we don't talk
most,
about it.
and
We don't talk about it either.
So I feel like whatever friend group you're exposed to, if their way of taking that anger out is through
Other stuff.
other stuff, or nowadays drugs and all these things are getting popular, and you fall into the wrong culture,
The wrong culture, the
and
wrong
it's
head.
over with, man.
It only takes one drug to mess up your mind,
And you're done.
and you're done,
You're
and
done.
you're cooked,
You're done.
and you're done.
It takes one itty bitty drug and you're done,
and you're done.
man. But yeah, the culture that you fall into really does play a huge role when you first get here, a huge role. But man,
It is life, and
it's life.
Those are our experiences
It's life,
that we
man.
get to pass on to the other people.
It's
That
life.
are not here yet. That are hoping they get here one day.
Man.
As this is just to let y'all know that plays a big part. Now that even how do you call it? Everything is moving forward now. Whenever it comes to like phones, clothes. Now kids in school are wearing designers.
Or
and
the
everything.
advancement of it. Even now, the African kids that are growing up now, they are falling in perfectly.
Exactly.
They don't, or even think about your kids. They're gonna fall in perfectly. Dad, first day of school, you gonna make sure they're right. You
Exactly.
gonna make sure they got that haircut trim. They got their little outfits on,
the right
They got-
shoes and
They
everything.
got
Get dropped up. Everything's gonna be so nice and so.
Back then,
Exactly.
bruh, they take you to the nearest Walmart. Boom, you want these FUBUs, this jeans,
Whatever it is.
and then they're gonna give you the most old head young dude fit they could think of in their head.
Very professional.
But I'm telling you, you're gonna show up
Very
to school
professional.
like school has a uniform for you.
Exactly.
I promise you. But nah,
Man.
African parents, man. Shout out to y'all for real.
Y'all did
Shout
y'all
out.
did y'all big ones with us.
Shout out to y'all though.
Exactly.
But I'm kind of in a way though. You look back at it at the age we are now, and you're just like, you're grateful a little
Oh
bit.
yeah, I am grateful
because
for that.
I feel like I'm good. I'm grateful that I didn't have that much. So I enjoy the little things I get
That I
now.
get, exactly.
Me even getting things like my PS5, or when you first get your first car, or just little things you get to do when and you enjoy it. You're just like, man, like I came from a long way.
Right.
I worked for this. You get to enjoy and savor everything. And like I said earlier, our character. That's a lot of character development right there, to understand and know at such a young age that, like, our parents don't got it right now for me to be asking for the newest PS3 or PS2 that's coming out.
Exactly.
Or every day I'd go to school, kids are talking about things that they were doing at home, such as playing certain games and doing certain activities that it's like, that you
cannot do.
can't do it, or you get excited if your friend was even talking about a game, and all you had from that game was a YouTube video you watched.
True.
And you watched the gameplay on it to know about the game.
Right. And the biggest one too is most of our parents worked second shift.
Oh yeah.
And that's under talked about.
Oh yeah.
At a young age, we just get to learn to be okay. Make sure you go to school at this time. Make sure you get home. Make sure the doors are closed.
Yep.
Do not open the door
Do
for
not
anybody.
open the door for nobody.
Food is in the fridge. So you basically, if you have siblings, it's better because you guys grow up together. But
Yep.
in my case, I was here alone with my dad. So
yeah.
from like 13 and on, I grew up by myself basically because my dad worked second shift. So by when he was home, I was already asleep. By when he was going to work, I was already at school. So we only got to see each other on the weekends.
Or
And
for the
second
first
shift,
several hours.
exactly. So second shift, and a lot of kids were able to get away with doing bad stuff around those growing up ages with parents working second shift, and it's not talked about a lot.
It's not.
It's really not.
It's not talked about a lot.
So did
Or
your parents
even
work second shift?
everybody's parents, I feel like, work second shift. But I don't know. African parents also never try to adapt and like realize that, okay, we have a kid. That one person worked this shift, one person worked that shift.
A lot of them were just scared.
Yeah.
It was just the security
And
of it.
the security.
It's like, I know that I'm already making this much. I already got, how do you call it? My pay got boosted up by like a buck or so. So
401ks, all
and
in,
everything. And they're scared of changes too.
they don't like changes. That's a big thing.
Exactly. Like you were saying, whenever they got here, who helped them out? So now that they got their stuff situated in their comfort zone, they don't want to get out their comfort zone.
African people don't like getting out their comfort zone.
We hate getting out of our comfort zone.
Man. And we get it from our parents.
Exactly.
If something is comfortable, if you feel comfortable, you're never taught to, jump out the box. Even spending wise, anything you do, you're never taught, like, let me try something new. Because if I try something new, I get hurt, then what?
Right. But I think that our parents, they try stuff, new stuff.
Oh, yeah.
And just didn't want us to try.
And
if you look at it, them coming to America.
That's the biggest.
That's the biggest one.
Biggest leap. The biggest leap. They're coming into foreign territory.
Exactly. They don't speak English. They come here. They expect to get some help from the community, the African people that they might know or might get introduced to. So it's like, I hope I find somebody that can help me out, figure my life out. And then it's like, when I get into my comfort zone, then it's like, okay, well, I'm going to just make sure I make my money from then and just keep making the money from the same place and now move up. But they already did the big jump when they moved here into a new country.
Yeah.
That is very true.
And the African community itself is not the biggest of helps when you first get here either. So, again, shout out to our parents,
because some African people do hate on each other for no
especially
reason at all.
Togolese, I don't know why. Togolese have such a...
Let's talk about that.
Like, we're the biggest haters.
We are.
We're the biggest haters for some reason.
We hate on it's like we don't want to see the other person do
succeed,
better than us.
But I feel like it's only through our parents. I feel like our generation...
Oh, yeah.
The love is spreaded.
We broke the curse.
We broke a
curse.
generation curse of hating. I feel like the generation before us, our parents, their generation is full of just haters.
Oh my God!
Once you see your friend making it one step ahead, instead of collabing and making something,
that juju is getting is in the
it's
work.
insane, man.
Juju's already in the work. You're already working on.
Oh
yeah, that person cannot do so much better than us. They've been here for like only a year. I've been here for 15. They're doing better than me. We gotta stop that.
We gotta stop that. The hate, man. The African
now look
hate.
at us. Now we just sharing the
We're
love.
just sharing the
making
love.
Sure that all you guys know that we are the new African. We are the new generation, and
we could all eat off the same plate, man.
Same plate, exactly.
We could all eat off the same exact
we
plate.
just putting our country on the map. That's basically what's happening.
That's it, man. I feel like that's also what's different about other West African countries. Every West African country is successful if you think about it. Nigeria, huge.
Ghana.
What do Nigerians do the best? They come together, build something, and make it bigger.
Right.
Ghana people, same thing. They're well known. The West Side is well known, and when it comes to Togo, it's just like
That is very true.
we can't ever succeed, man, because
We don't have nothing to show
we
for
don't have nothing to show. We don't have nothing to show because we destroy it
it.
ourselves.
Man,
That's
we
it.
destroy ourselves, and even the whole the Togo country with the government
Oh
side,
yeah,
whatever it is, they're already destroying us.
even the
And then
government
on
itself,
top of
man.
that, we're destroying each other.
Yep. No, we're not helping.
We're not helping at all,
man.
and
We got to do better.
we do got to do better. That's the reason why you can see that even the new generation is like standing up against
Oh yeah.
whatever the old had going
Had
on.
going.
With like, we got it. We're gonna, we're gonna cheat the country
Yeah.
out. We are gonna steal from the country, and then just people are gonna take it. Nowadays, they're not taking
They're
it.
not taking
So
it, man.
and I'm
They're not
happy about
taking
that.
it.
I'm happy
They're not
that they
taking
want to change. They want a better country.
Our generation, we don't hate, man. We don't hate.
Yeah.
Or even, has your parents ever beef with somebody to where now you like the beef is passed on?
Yes.
Now you see this person, you're like, I don't
like,
know
I don't
why
know.
they're even beefing with them.
Exactly.
But I can't even say hi to this person because my
the-
parents
my
gonna,
parents
gonna
don't-
whoop
don't-
me
don't-
if I even say
my
hi
parents
to
don't
them.
even
Man.
talk to them.
Man.
It's
Or your
like-
parents will bring you around that person just to see if you interact with them the wrong way.
Mhm.
It's over with for you at that period. It's over with.
Man, our parents are so
feel me?
gangster.
Man,
African
gangster,
parents are
I'm
so
telling
gangster,
you,
yo.
their beef is now your beef.
Exactly.
Their beef transfers on. Now I can't say hi to this person.
And
Man,
and the crazy part is how two-faced African
oh, they're
people can
two-faced.
be.
They're two-faced.
It's like, I'm gonna smile on your
And then
face.
to hear
hee
even
hee ha ha.
sometimes our parents, they're meeting somebody, having fun, doing something.
As soon as the
Boom.
person steps
Soon
out of
as
the house,
or as soon as we get home,
it's like,
the amount of talk that's
have you
coming up. It's
have
like,
you
dang.
seen what they're doing with their house?
Man,
Have you
like,
seen what they're doing?
But that's the same house they're gonna go back to and
Exactly.
bring me with too.
Exactly.
And now
their,
you're sitting here.
their kid is doing this bad.
Crazy,
their kid is
bro.
doing
African
that.
parents are something so
And then
different.
they'll come in your face and laugh.
Something
You guys
so
are eating the
different.
same fucking plate.
Man, so different, bro. But it's still crazy how even though we're West Side, every corner of Africa, all our parents are still on the same wavelength a little bit when it comes to parenting, which is crazy for how big the continent is.
Exactly.
They're all on the same type of parenting, man. We all got something in common when it comes to our parents.
All Africa, we do.
Every
It's
single
crazy.
bit.
They all have the connection.
Man, I guess the generational parenting gets passed on over there, man.
Exactly.
But
guess what? We have a cure for that. We have a cure for that, and we are breaking that
oh no, yeah, we
generational
are.
curse.
We are.
We already broke it, and we are gonna keep breaking that.
We are, man. Our sons are gonna be right. You feel me?
Exactly.
Everybody's gonna be right, man. Everybody. The hating stops here now, man.
Right. So, what is one thing you wish African people know or knew before stepping foot into this country?
The biggest thing I always say is I wish that as a community we built better for the people that are coming in here.
Right.
Like, let's take Indians for example.
Mm-hmm.
Indians, 9 times out of 10, when they come in here, you're thinking they're all cousins or related.
They're
because
united.
They're united. They already have they already have a gas station open. They already have a laundromat open. Your cousin from back home comes. Now, instead of applying for this random job that accepts immigrants, that's going to slave them just because they know they could get away with it, boom, come work for me.
Right.
My business is growing. You're learning about the business.
You're feeding the family back home.
And you're going to take the business serious because this is a person who you loves business.
Exactly.
So you're not going to let things like that slide,
Very true.
There probably is still some out there that, let things like that slide. But the love is there.
Right.
Boom. Now that he's established, by the time you've done got your 5th gas station, you give that gas station to him.
Right.
And it just multiplies and multiplies. As to where us, I feel like we don't have that community that you bring your cousin from back home to here.
Right.
You can't help them. The only way you can help, I guess our generation, like I said, is better because, we actually we actually do our research. We know better than they did.
Right.
We're getting smarter, more advanced. But I just wish our community was stronger to help everybody else coming in. That's one big thing that I wish.
That is. And one thing is like, people will come in here, they will probably start something, like have a side hustle or a small business. They will keep it to themselves. It's like, I don't want anybody knowing that I'm doing this. Or it's like, if you guys work hand in hand and help each other out and not hate on each other, it could be big. It will
And that's
be big.
where the gatekeeping comes in again. The gatekeeping is, I'm telling you, bro, the gatekeeping is something serious.
Because it's like, just like how he was saying about the Indian people. If one of our people had a laundromat, and one of them has a small grocery store, and it was working hand in hand. It's like, oh well, now that we have this, let's bring our
Yep.
money together.
Uh-huh.
Let's get something bigger.
The money in the pot.
Exactly.
The money in the pot.
And let's hire more of our people
Yep.
and stuff like that. Let's make sure that
Restaurants, car dealerships,
exactly
little stuff like
little
that.
stuff like that to where they can even get a food chain.
Yep.
To where it's like in that whole place is literally our people in there.
Think about how many Africans, just go off, kind of same topic, but off topic a little bit. Think about how much Africans buy Toyotas, Hondas, Lexuses,
Lexuses.
all
Yep.
these cars, Imagine we built the chain up so much to where somebody started out as a small car dealership owner, slowly bumping it up, bumping it up, bumping it up. Now they're selling these cars, used or not, wherever they're getting them. Imagine an African car dealership that succeeded.
Exactly.
Think about how much of us are buying the same brand of cars, and imagine, and the type of cars we buy are reliable and cheap. Think
Exactly.
about how big that would be if we just kept that chain going. Somebody
It,
else owns it.
it would be
Somebody
really
else is
big.
partnered up with them.
Exactly.
Think about that.
It would be
Or
really
even
big.
if those companies are the managers, the CEOs were becoming more African.
Exactly.
Stronger community is one thing that I wish that we built
That is very
would
true.
built better, man.
Right. And I'm happy that we are coming across this situations talking about it.
Yeah.
And this is just gonna be the part one. But this is episode one for y'all. But this is part one for us.
Yeah.
So we will see you guys in part two.
Part two.
I'm Leo,
And I'm Izzy.
and we are out. Peace.
Peace.